nowadays you see a lot more Mexican rappers waving the flag and shit, but back then there was none. Trust me. Like,
I always tell everybody, like, I think you kind of broke the mold of where, like, how we look at Mexican embassies, because back then it was, we just automatically went to like thinking of like Little Rob and those guys, and there was some guys that were like obviously, you know, super dope, like Psycho Realm, like Cypress Hill, shit like that. But like, I feel like in your era, like you were the first person to come along. Even the record you do to MC Magic and Twista, you were like snapping.
Yeah,
I remember, because that was the first time I ever heard you, and I remember hitting Magic. Like, who's this girl on this song who could really rap? Yeah,
and we had done that track like a year or two before, but it didn't drop till I started kind of picking myself up. You know what I mean? So I think, because I seen somebody recently be like, you know, that Chicano rap, you know, open the door for me or whatever. And I'm like, look, all respect to Chicano rap, and I feel that. But at the same time, we're talking about hip hop and being Mexican. And it's like, there is sonically, musically, a difference. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's not because I think any less of it, because it's dope. Like, I'll get on a feature or something, but I just come from hip hop. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like if there's like SoundCloud rap right now or some sort of like type of music, and I'm like, yo, like, you know, I did like, no, like, we got to know the difference between sonically, like, or genres or whatever the fuck, you know? But with me, with that whole waving the flag shit, I feel like I was doing it out of the need because I didn't see it. It wasn't because I was like, I'm going to be the one. It was just kind of like, yo, I don't see it being done, so let me, you know,
I think you were you're the first artist in a long time that was dope that happened to be Mexican, as opposed to seeing a Mexican artist as a like when you think of Little Rob, and I fuck with Rob, that's, you know what I'm saying, and he's got some fucking classics, you know what I'm saying. But when I think of Little Rob, I think of like, yeah, he's Mexican, and you think of him like, you're like a dope rapper first, and then it's like, oh shit, she's Mexican. I wouldn't even have known. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's just like I said, sonically, and the shit, how you grew up. You know, I grew up listening to like E40 and Mac Dre and Too Short and Biggie and Pun and, like, you know, Lauryn Hill and the Outkast, and it's like it's just a different, and it's like, no offense, you know what I mean? Like, I don't. It's just different. It's
not the same.
You feel me? Yeah. And for example, and I had to take the hits for that, because at the same time, I would go to a car show and perform, and all the cholos in the crowd would look at me like, what the fuck is this bitch doing?
Who's this girl? Yeah.
Straight up, you know, or like, you know, I've had to be in those rooms where, you know, there's somebody checking me and being like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, what you chasing other races for? Like, we have to deal with our colorism and our issues in our fucking culture, you know, with crossing those lines and shit. And I've had to teach my family, my friends, like, yo, this is how you talk. This is why that's wrong. You need to. I've stopped talking to most of my fucking family for the same reason, for being homophobic, for being halfway racist, for being colorist. Like, when you go through all those things and you've taken the hits for all those things, when I speak about the experience that I've had, I also hope that people respect where I'm coming from when I'm like, Chicano rap didn't necessarily open the door for me, because I had to kind of open another door for myself.